everyone. Welcome back to the Into the Darkroom podcast. I'm your host, Sam Yesko, with my co-host,
Kaylyn Cuff.
And today we are interviewing...
Hey everyone, I'm Kiri with Chhun Photography.
Welcome! How are you today?
Doing good.
Good. We know that you recently graduated from PCAD in the year of 2025. Congrats!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. What was your time like before school?
Before college, I would say I was just working like odd end jobs. So really, like fast food. I was actually like flipping burgers in Burger Yum at Harrisburg, there with Milan, and then I got into landscaping. And my friend who was even before that, he was kind of like also worked corporate, and then he switched over to owning his own business. So I kind of like watched him grow his business. So in the beginning, we were like pushing lawnmowers together.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, this is kind of hard in the heat, and weeds and stuff. So I was like, I don't know if I really, want to keep doing this. And, like when you're working for somebody else, you're sort of like building their dream in a way. So I was like, I always had a thing for photography, and I always loved taking pictures. And I was like always the one with my friend group to carry a camera to events and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then just also capture memories with the family.
Can you go more towards like more of an explanation on why you like decided to choose like photography and filmmaking as your like choice of an art form?
Yeah, so actually in the beginning I would draw a lot in high school, so I would like draw comics and stuff, and art school was like art class was like one of the classes I really looked forward to, but it was like Mr. Martin's class where he introduced us to photography and like graphic design, and he had his darkroom class where we did like pinhole cameras, and then we also got introduced to black and white film photography, and with the analog you like really slow down, and you make a lot of errors too, and then I think it was like the magic of going through that trial and error. And then finally seeing your photo come to life, like a good one, finally, after, you mess up all those times, you finally get that one photo, you see it come alive, and it's like, that's an indescribable feeling. Like, people always ask me every time, they're like, how did you, get started in photography? And that's like one of the core memories is the darkroom.
Mm-hmm. So then, each senior at PCAD had to do a senior thesis. Can you tell us what yours was about?
Yeah, so my senior thesis was based on my cultural upbringing. So I really tapped into Cambodia, where my family's from, and being a refugee, and then coming over to the U.S., there was a sense of like displacement. So diaspora was one of the big themes of my senior thesis, and just trying to reconnect with my heritage while living in the U.S. was the main theme of my senior thesis.
How old were you whenever you came back to the U.S.? Or whenever you entered into the U.S.?
So I was 3 years old when my family first came over to the U.S.
I know you switched to like different schools and stuff like that while in college. You went to HAC, and then you switched to PCAD. Like, how was your time in school within like those and the transitioning of them?
I feel like both schools have a lot of similarities with it being like a small, tight-knit community. Mm-hmm. HAC is a community college, so it really focuses on the people. And then I think within HAC, it was like more varied age group. So like I'm a bit of an older student, so I felt a little bit more in place there. And I feel like the facilities, it helped me develop my art, myself as a photographer, because you get like those at HAC. I did like the basic, like the introduction to photography is like the beginner classes, kind of like going over aperture, the basics of how to use, exposure and things like that. Mm-hmm. But then I was also exposed to like the artist talks too. I think that was like really big. And I know PCAD does that as well. Mm-hmm.
Was there like a specific artist that like really captured you?
Okay, there was this guy that brought in like this crazy exhibition where he like used code for his photography. And he would bend his photos, and he would like combine them and merge them, and then he would like rotate them in Premiere, and then he would use some type of code. It's like the most mind-blowing like photography like thing I ever seen, like the technicality and everything behind it. Yeah, when I walked into that gallery, I was just like, what? So he would like crunch all his videos and photos into like this code, and then he would display it, and then you would see the images going across the room, and, but then they would turn and bend.
Is that something like? Do you think you would do something crazy like that, or something similar?
Well,
Maybe not that like technique.
He did a workshop, and I got into it for a bit, but like, it's just like the dedication that you have to have. Like literally, you have to practice that type of work every day. But yeah, it definitely inspired me. Like, it just made me think of like photography and video in like a whole different realm. Like, because usually you're just talking about, you know, taking a picture and hanging it up. But no, he took it to the next level. And, you know, I think that's like, as an artist, that's like kind of what you kind of want to strive for. It's like to be able to have people enter a room and just be like, your exhibition, and just kind of like get that same reaction that I had.
So, after having such a busy time in school, what are you doing now?
So I'm freelancing. I'm working. I own my own business that I started while I was in school. So that's been keeping me busy. And yeah, so I like to do portraits or real estate. I just did real estate today. So I really just take on whatever gig comes my way. But I was talking to my business mentor, and he did recommend that, you know, you start niching down and making specific pages for certain markets.
Like on your website?
On your website, on your Instagram, and things like that. So my mentor that I talked to today, he really told me to do that. And then also one of my professors back at HAC, I remember him also telling me that. But it's just like something that I just like the kind of person that kind of just throws. Well, he was saying it was called like spaghetti. So like, I was kind of like throwing everything out there. And there has been times where clients have reached out to me like through Instagram and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I want to book you for weddings, but like I don't see a lot of weddings on your Instagram. You're like, where can I see more? So I do like recommend like for students, like I know it's kind of hard because you're in that stage where you're kind of like developing your voice and what you want to do.
Yeah.
So, but I guess, I don't know, like I would say I'm still like sort of successful even though I didn't niche down, but I think if you were to like do it, like really niche down early as you can, so that you can I think you would like be more profitable that way. But there's that sacrifice that I struggle with. It's like, I want to make art, but you know, I also need to be able to pay the bills.
What has been like the biggest event like you've done so far?
Biggest event, geez, there's like, I would say I did a 4-day convention, and then they became actually, I think they're going to be a lifetime client because I just work so well with them. And but it's actually for like a funeral PFDA. They're like a funeral convention. They like do like a convention where for 4 days where they like sell like coffins and like hearse and
There's
Oh my
conventions.
and then they do like a whole like rock show. So it's like they're like
That's
retreat.
a thing?
Yeah, and it's like all like funeral stuff. But like that was the gig that made me like, dang, I could do this. Like I'm an event photographer because
Yeah.
it was like nonstop shooting. I had to like, these are like big time corporate like millionaire, like these were like, you know, big people in their industry at least, and they're like expecting me to like pose them and like, you know, get the shot and make sure they get what they wanted. So
Now, you did mention being or starting your own business while being a full-time student. How was that experience trying to juggle both your personal business as well as, you know, trying to pass?
I don't recommend it. I do not recommend it. I say if you're gonna go to school, really take that time to develop the artistic side of things and really make the art that you want to make. And I feel like I put my business first, and a lot of times where I should have not. And I would say that's one of the regrets that I'm probably gonna live with. But, you know, with me being the PCAT fellowship, I kind of get a second opportunity to be able to redo the exhibition because I know in my heart that I didn't put on the best exhibition that I wanted to put on. But, yeah, I just wish that but then again, that's too, like, I'm older too, so, like, I got to be able to sustain myself too. But if you're young, you know what I mean, you're going to be able to take the time to develop your art. But, yeah.
Are there some things that you learned while you were in college in classes that helped you with, you know, creating your business and figuring out what you want to do?
Definitely. with school, like you're allowed to mess up, you're allowed to like be free. That's like that was what helped me be successful as a business in business is because I got experience through the stuff that we did in school.
Mm-hmm.
It's like practice, like you get to practice before you go out into the real world. And then you're also getting feedback, like all the critiques and things like that. And like in the beginning, at hack and stuff, I was like, I didn't even have like the camera systems and things that I was working with now. And then like again, we're just shooting with those black and white analog cameras. And then if those were coming out okay, and the professors are saying, hey, these are good and stuff, like that made me confident in myself to be able to go out and get clients. Because that's like one of those barriers that you have to go through too, is like, how do I know if I'm even good enough to get booked? And that's what school helps you with, or helped me with. It gave me that confidence.
Do you have, would you say that would be the advice you would give to other students who want to create a business?
Yeah, I'd say spend your time in school making mistakes. Spend your time making mistakes and getting feedback from your professors, from your classmates, and then just go and do as many shoots as you can. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, for a whole year I shot for free. Or maybe I got some gigs, but they weren't like super high paying ones. But what I did was I handed out my card to like every person. I went to like Staples. I still do that now. I've spent $20 on 500. Like you get 500 business cards for $20 from Staples. Handed out to every single person you meet. And then what they teach you in Holly's class is the elevator pitch. So you always got to have like a little paragraph that you memorize in your mind. And everyone that interacts with you, and they see you when you're out and about shooting, they get curious of what you're doing. Yeah, and then that's your opportunity to pitch yourself. And then that landed me like my first wedding was organic. It's called an organic lead, where you hand your card out to a direct person, and that's like even stronger when you build that. When they see you face to face, they're gonna know. Oh yeah, I'm gonna book that person.
Do you think with like today's like society being online and stuff like that, do you think that kind of like connection has changed with people? And, like, trying to connect with businesses and, like, personal people?
I think it's even stronger. People are craving that direct interaction, and they don't want to do it, like, find their person over the internet. I feel like when I'm out and about, it's a higher chance than versus somebody just randomly, like a lead that I get from online. Yeah, they're gonna remember you. So I think the organic lead is, if you can get it organically, like in person, that's the best way to go.
It is true. You create much more of a sense of a good first impression in person as opposed to, a Google search.
Yeah.
So speaking about your business and stuff like that, I know you do a lot of client work and a lot of business work. What attracts you to that?
What attracts me is just like my passion for photography and just shooting. Like, I don't feel like it's work. I think it's like, I feel very lucky to be able to have this as a profession, to be able to, because that's like why I went to school in the first place. And then for it to come to fruition is like, it just goes to show, like, if you work hard, you can, have your dream job. And I feel like it's from where it started to where it's now is like, and it's just gonna keep going up. Like, I don't see it like, unless I give up and just like be like, hey, I'm gonna put my camera down and just like disappear off the face of the planet. Like, that's the only way, like, it would stop. But like every year I feel like it's growing. I get like those lifetime clients that like remember me from last time and they rebook me the following year. So yeah, it's been good.
Do you have any specific goals that you want to accomplish in your business?
Yeah, a dream of mine was to open my own studio eventually and like have a team. I feel like I've been doing a lot of the work solo, and I want to like build a creative community around that studio, and have and I found out through the PCAT fellowship that I kind of enjoy being an educator too in a way. So hosting like workshops would be awesome, and just pay it forward too, because I feel like you got to leave some type of legacy behind too. So I feel like with just the professors and the students and everything, that's the main reason why I'm so successful. So if I were to have a studio, I would love to like pay it forward in a way.
Now, sort of going back to a more personal aspect, I wanted to ask more about, your family and sort of going back to a little bit about your your thesis. Sam knows you better than I do, so, you probably know a whole lot, but I don't. I was really curious about, what kind of family you came here with as opposed to who you have back in, your home place.
Oh, like what do you mean? Like my family from that immigrated
Yeah,
over?
like who came with you when you were...
Yeah, so it's a crazy story actually. So I was born in a refugee camp, Dam Rick in Thailand actually. So during the Vietnam War, my parents had to escape because their village got attacked. And actually, my father, he got split up from my grandfather, and he didn't even think my dad was alive for 17 years.
Wow.
So he grew up without without my grandfather, and my dad was split up. Yeah, and it was heartbreaking for my grandma. So my grandma went in one direction with my dad, and then my grandpa went into another direction into the woods when they got attacked by the Khmer Rouge, which was the communist regime. And yeah, eventually there was a missionary, Baptist missionary that came through the refugee camp my dad was staying in, and then they're like, hey, yeah, they said my dad's name was on the list, and he reported back to my grandfather, found out he was still alive, and and then I guess somehow my mom and dad met at that refugee camp. There's a whole story behind all that stuff too, but I'll go deeper in later, but. Yeah, they eventually, that refugee camp, and then, Kiri was born, and my grandfather found out, well, my dad's alive, and now, has my mom, and then little me too, so he's trying to find a way to get us back to the States, and eventually we got sponsorship, donations and things from the church, and then we ended up immigrating to Mobile, Alabama. So that's where my grandfather was staying, is Mobile. Yeah,
how'd you end up here?
So my dad actually he got laid off from where he was working, and then there was a job in Pennsylvania, and they let him. He got a job here in PA. He was working for Fleetwood, which was he was an electrician. So he went to college, guys. He was the first one in the family to really get his college degree, and so I guess that sort of paved the way for me. My sister actually got her bachelor's degree. She actually an alumni from PCAT as well, and she was the one that.
That's really cute.
Yeah, she was the one that really hounded me to you need to go back to school, because I was really not doing anything with my life, to be honest. I didn't know what I just in the wind, no purpose, not to the level that I am now. So yeah, that's the backstory, the back lore.
Do you think you would ever want to go back to Cambodia?
Oh my gosh. So I just did New York Fashion Week, and then a fashion designer that was from Phnom Penh, which is the capital of Cambodia, came through. She brought her whole team, and that was one of the most. That was a dream. Every day. Look, I shot in New York for 3 days for her, and another Filipino designer, Alex Masanto, and then her name is Sokatang. I'm sorry if I butcher her name. Man, my Cambodian's a little rusty, but yeah, she got on an airplane to come to New York. She had all her dresses ready. Probably spent a year, maybe months, for all the designs. Incredible designs, literally all handcrafted. And yeah, when she came to America, she found out that her father had passed away.
Oh wow.
And she had to make a tough decision, do I fly back and take care of her family, or does she keep the show going? And then after some phone calls, her family said, "Hey, no, you gotta do this, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. First time a Cambodian designer comes to New York City and showcase her work on runway." And then I just remember being backstage. Well, I guess the timeline is my dad, he found some flyer on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
And he had the director's email on it. And then that's where I found out about it. It was through my dad, because he's on Facebook, and he saw a poster with the three models. So it was Melia, Chandra, and Soapy. And then Yeah, and then their director's email was on the bottom. So, I'm like, I've been getting really good at the business emails. So I was like, I got this portfolio. Look, I shot Runway 7
Yeah.
before, so I had like some experience. So that's the main thing I want to talk about too, is like your portfolio will take you places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so keep building your portfolio. You will never, like, the people that you will work with and places that you can go through your portfolio is incredible. So that's just a testament of just keep working hard and building that.
Mm-hmm. I luckily, recently, in the past 2 months, I've been accepted into 3 different shows.
That's amazing.
So I'm very happy about that. Maybe it's just like the work I've been doing since now I'm a senior has been improving, and all those 4 years of school have finally caught up to me in my work. But
that's awesome for you just to be in school and for you to get those accolades. That means you're just gonna be going places once you get out, and then you're not gonna be like. I say like the voices though. That's what girls say. The voices are always talking to you. Because now I'm like graduated, so now I'm like, I can make my own work now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I tell you what, like, it's like a weight off my shoulders, like a huge weight. Once you're out of school, oh my gosh, I feel like even like just my complexion and everything. Like, I was like, I feel like a lot healthier and stuff. So like, man, school really does stress you out. But like, yeah, once you get that degree, it's like one of the happiest times of your life. And yeah, but. Definitely, I guess it was like running a business too. So, but yeah, you just gotta find that balance.
Yeah, but do you think you would ever like want to go back to Cambodia for like a project, like a personal project? Maybe go back and touch on your thesis more, build that project even more.
Yeah, I feel like Cambodia is calling me like a lot lately, and just for that to happen with the Emil coming through. I feel like there's some kind of, I don't know, I would say like guardian angel or something trying to guide me back to Cambodia. Because me doing the senior thesis and then the fashion designer coming through and then the models are literally like telling me every single day in my DMs, hey, come back to Cambodia, let me know when you come back. I was like, can we shoot at the Angkor Wat Temple? She's like, yeah. So they're like, yeah, we'll take you, because like when they came, they didn't have any like real supporters because like I drove 3 hours from PA to New York.
New York, yeah.
I drove twice actually because I brought my dad home because he had to work. And then I brought my mom
Oh my
up.
God.
So, yeah, they were, like, so grateful for us to come and support them. Because, when you coming in from a country and there's, like, foreign, you don't really have family and things like that. So, like, they really felt like they welcomed us. And it was, like, a way for me to see the culture in a way that I didn't either, like, normally see, too. Because, like, I've been so Americanized, I would say. And it was like the way that they carried themselves, they were like very respectful towards each other, like very loving, very caring, and like it was just like a different way because I never like really hung out with people from Phnom Penh, Cambodia, so it really opened my eyes to a whole nother world. And then it also like it was a testament to me is like, hey, you can do fashion in Cambodia, like you can do fashion portraiture and like this style of photography in Cambodia as well as here in the States. So that it like opened my whole world up to that. Yeah.
I feel like you could do it almost anywhere. I feel like with American culture, like Americans are so like compact with its own country, and like we only really know culture within our own country. But then the little aspects of immigrants, like they bring in their own culture, and so we get curious about different countries. But I don't know. I feel like you can just do it anywhere. That's just my thought.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can see myself going to Tokyo, China, Indonesia. Like I would love to go worldwide, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like what they went to Vietnam after New York, or then the other girls like in Indonesia. So like, yeah, I would love to go international. That'd be a dream come true. I would love to travel more. It's just the way the economy is now or something. It's like people are not like wanting to pay. Or I don't know, like maybe I need to keep growing my business for another year or two and finally get to that point. But, I would, if I had the opportunity in the finances now, I would just be flying everywhere.
That'd be nice, right?
Yeah.
If only.
Yeah.
But we know that you're very close to your mother and your father. More specifically, like me and Kayla know you're very, very close to your mother. And My goodness, that woman can cook. We love her food,
Yeah, she
but
puts love into every single dish that she makes for sure.
But what is your favorite dish of hers?
I would say there's this. It's called katil. If you ever had like Vietnamese pho, it's kind of like a hearty bone broth noodle soup. I can literally eat that every day. And I feel like I make it now better than her. So she's like taught me how to cook growing up. And I kind of like go back and forth, and like I kind of argue with her like who makes it better. I think I finally like reached a point, but then again she's like cutting back on stuff because she's like getting older, so she's trying to eat more healthy. So she's putting like less ingredients, less sugar, just to like keep it more healthy.
So you're gonna make it for us, right?
I was just gonna say, I think both of you should make it, bring it in.
You guys be the
We'll
judges.
eat it,
Yeah.
and then we'll let you know.
You gotta have the katil. Yeah. And let me tell you, I just got back from the temple this weekend, and then the temple food, because they got the grandmas there cooking in the back, so you think my mom cooking was good. Think about like 40 grandmas cooking in the back. That food is on another level.
But do you...
That's the yay. You call it, Cambodia, grandma's a yay. Every time you go in the yay, they're so sweet. They like try to take you in like you're their kid. Like everybody's like family. That's the thing about going back to the temple too. Like I felt like I was stepping into Cambodia, because in the New Jersey temple there was like thousands of Cambodians there. I was like, what? This feels like little Cambodia. Like I felt like the music was playing. Yeah, I felt like it made me so happy. I was like telling my mom in the car ride up. I was like, oh, I don't want to be stuck in this traffic, and because that Philadelphia traffic.
Oh yeah.
I was like, but then once I got there, my eyes lit up and like, it was like, whoa, this is cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. Let me see. Let me think. So I kind of asked you guys earlier, like, what are some of the challenges that you guys have now, like going through your classes and yourself as an artist, and maybe like what are some obstacles that you're kind of working through?
I feel that for me right now, it's my senior year, and kind of just the struggles of trying to figure out my thesis in general. It's like a long-going project. It's the longest project I've ever worked on, and trying to think of like consistencies and stuff like that. Kind of reaching out to like different resources, looking at different artists, like, and how it connects with my work. That's been like the biggest struggle for me right now. And just like the stress of it all, just like bearing down on me. But
yeah, definitely remember the stress. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for me being, I have 1 year until I'm a senior. And I think at this point, I'm really just trying to rein in everything and figure out what I'm the best at and what I can do and what makes me different than the other people here. And I think that's really what's been getting to me a lot this semester, at least so far. I mean, there's so many classes and no one really knows what they're doing yet. And I really want to know what I'm doing. And I've been trying really hard to figure it out. And it's stressful, I've got a year until I have to figure out, the thesis, which now you're going through.
I think for me, in my junior year, I was so stressed on like trying to figure out my thesis that I couldn't have time to think of like what I like to do. Like what I like to do in photography. I was thinking about my thesis so far ahead when I shouldn't have.
Yeah, what's crazy is my thesis was totally 360 from everything I did from previous years, all the way up from hack to now. So I like really just like challenged myself. Yeah, it was brutal, and so it was rough. But I think it's okay. Like if you end up, because I grew from it as a person, as an artist, and I learned from it, and it's a body of work I would take from me for the rest of my life, and it connected me with my family. That was the biggest takeaway for me. I was able to document their stories, and I have it in an archive now. I don't know like if I'll ever like, because some of this I shared little snippets, so but I have that now, and that's like priceless. So I feel like if you guys could tap into something priceless like that just maybe don't even think about it like in that way. Maybe think about like what can I do that's a keepsake? Because that's what photography, video is about, creating those everlasting memories and being able to have that documentation. And that's like some of the most powerful stuff. If you can combine it with a message, especially like with all the turmoil and things that are going on now, I feel like if you can make some kind of voice and speak to people, I think you'll get a powerful thesis that way.
Okay.
So basically, don't think about it right now.
I think what somebody told me was like get a notebook out and just start writing down like some things that are important to you.
That's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah.
I don't have like 3 yet, but
That's okay. That's okay. You still have time
yeah.
with this, so don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, take your time. You're still a junior. You got
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll
come
work
to
out.
you.
Any other questions?
Oh no, I appreciate you guys doing the podcast with me.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you. But to end off today's interview, we want to thank you again. Thank you, Kiri.
Thank
you're
you.
And thank you so much for talking about your business, talking about like your personal life, and just all the challenges like you're going through and communicating to us on what to do with our challenges.
Yeah, I need as much advice that I can get here.
If you ever need a mentor or you want to learn, I'm free, open to helping. Like that's what I said, I want to pay it forward, and I would not be the photographer I am if it wasn't through a lot of the education and things like that. So I really do owe a lot to the school and through the professors and the students and the critiques and things. It all added up. It all amounted to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to close off today's episode, this is Sam Yesko.
Kaylyn Cuff.
And Kiri Chhun.